welcome to Coming Up Roses. I'm Kevin.
And I'm Kelly, and today is Sunday, July 17th, 2022. Welcome to episode 69.
69.
Don't, if you're thinking that already, just stop listening because it's not going to be that kind of episode.
Yeah. You don't get any of that cool, interesting sex talk from us.
Sorry, folks.
They're probably like, thank God.
Yeah.
Shit. Dodge that bullet. Front Matrix style.
We have, if you're watching on YouTube, we have shifted our perspective here.
Yeah.
And for a really silly reason, and mainly it's just we're getting the house ready for some company, and we changed some chairs around in the dining room, and so our podcasting chairs are now on the end of the table and not.
I don't even know if we should call it the dining room anymore. We don't eat in here, but we podcast. Dad does his crafts. You do schoolwork, nail business.
Yeah, it's more like a work room than a dining room,
studio room. I
guess, but it has my
studio.
Beautiful dining room table in it.
Yeah,
which we took the protective cover off of since we're having company, and we probably will be eating dinner in here.
Probably. So it'll be an actual dining room for when Jen and the boys are here.
And then it'll go back to being the model room / office / school room. Next, the week after Jen and the boys leave, it will be a functioning office for me because I have a class.
Oh,
a week-long class. Yeah.
What time is that?
It's 8 to 4, Monday through Friday.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, we're gonna be sharing a few hours together in here.
Yeah. Is it like Zoom meetings?
Mm-hmm.
So you might need headsets and whatnot.
Probably.
Yeah.
I should probably look into that. All my headsets have flown the coop.
Yeah. Not bad for headsets. Your Raycons don't have a microphone, do they?
Yes, they do, because I can use them when I'm on the phone.
So yeah, you might be able to just do those.
I'll have to try and hook my Raycons up to my computer because that would be awesome.
Yeah. We're not sponsored by Raycons, or we'd show them to you, but if you folks at Raycons, because they do sponsor a lot of podcasts, we're down.
They are wireless earbuds.
They're really good. They're
kind of sort of like AirPods, but better in my opinion. They fit in my ears nicely. You hardly ever have to charge them.
Yeah.
I got them for Christmas. And I think I've only charged them 3 times since then.
Yeah.
And I listen to a lot of podcasts on my.
Yeah, you've completed the 300 original.
I have gotten through the first 300 Tell 'em Steve Dave episodes. Now I'm moving on to the second 264.
Mm-hmm. And I started listening to a podcast dedicated to Quantum Leap because it's my all-time. Well, it's my all-time favorite show.
Is there a podcast dedicated to Quantum Leap?
Oh yeah.
All right,
I found it. First off, I saw it on TikTok. The guy was talking about it, and the guy was showing up on TikTok because NBC is doing a sequel show that picks up, like, Sam is not on the show as far as anyone knows, but the project is continuing on, and they have a new
I knew
character.
It was being rebooted. So
this guy started doing TikToks over it, and then they found out he had a podcast, and I started listening to that because it is my all-time favorite show. It really is. But
that's cool.
Just
goes to show you. And we're a prime example. Anybody who wants to sit down in front of a microphone can have a podcast about anything.
Yeah.
Or nothing.
Yeah.
So yeah, and actually I watched Hamilton on my iPad.
Mm-hmm.
I swear I could watch that thing over and over again.
It's a good
and I still cry when his son gets killed. And I mean, the dancing is so good. The singing is so good. The music is like ridiculously good.
Yeah.
I just love it. I love everything about it.
I remember when we watched it for the first time, right after Disney put it on Disney Plus, and it was phenomenal. It's amazing. I've seen a few plays, and it was, when the stage is doing all of it, because it's got a crazy stage that turns like a turntable in 3 different directions.
So well choreographed.
It's unbelievable.
So I watched that just out of boredom, and I was like, I want to put on Quantum Leap, Hamilton. So yeah, maybe I'll try and get the Raycons. Yeah, I'm taking a class on Orton Gillingham training, which is a method of teaching letters and sound and phonics
Is this the one you were saying that it's more geared towards
kids with dyslexia?
Dyslexia, but it's so good for them that it also works for kids without dyslexia.
I mean, if you can teach kids with dyslexia using this method, why not teach everybody using this method?
Yeah.
And you level the playing field that way. That's the game plan. So luckily my school really supports it, and my whole grade level is getting the training. And
good.
They sent me a huge box.
Yeah, it was heavy.
Full of materials and stuff. So I'm really looking forward to it. It should be good.
Yeah.
And then, my second career, if I want to continue with that training, I can tutor kids who are dyslexic with the OG. They make loads of money.
Yeah.
You like $80 an hour.
Jeez.
Not even kidding. So that might be my second career. Who knows?
Third.
Yeah,
because you got the color street.
Oh, I don't. That's not a career. I have my neon yellow, which you can't really see the neon too much on the TV. But all right, so this week, highs and lows this week, mostly lows. It seems like.
A lot. First off, my Aunt Teresa passed. And if you guys know her, she was actually in last week's episode. She was did a little segment with me. I can't even say how awesome it was that she was with us and had what I suspect to be one of the greatest weeks of her life. And she had her kids there, her grandkids, great grandkid that she just met. She looked happy. She had a nice little adventure with the elevator being out and being carried downstairs. Oh my God. She was the last of my aunts. I got your aunts, but
yeah, on your mom's side.
Yeah. And my dad's side too. Yeah. All of my aunts are gone. Yeah, she was something else. She was kind of sassy, funny. She's had great tragedies in her life, but she still maintained a smile on her face. She always was able to just whatever was going on, she found a way to brighten things up a little bit. So, and she's going to be missed, greatly missed. There's already tons of tributes for her on Facebook.
We're so sorry to hear about it. On the other hand, when you reach a certain stage in your life where you're just in constant pain and you're struggling, it's almost a blessing to know she's free of that. And
it's a comfort. Actually.
It definitely helps ease the pain of losing someone when you know that they aren't suffering anymore. That's been my experience anyway. So that was not good news. And we kind of had a feeling, all week that things weren't looking well.
Because we got messages from her daughter, Terry, who was taking care of her. She's awesome. Shout out to Terry. She's fantastic. She's probably kind of still to pieces about it. But
I'm sure. I mean, it's
a huge part of her life.
Yeah. And I mean, to lose a parent, I don't know, but I can't imagine.
It's not easy.
Especially when you are the caretaker and you know everything about every aspect of their life and you're very close. Like, that has to be hard. But Terry, if you're listening, rest on the fact that you did everything you needed to do for your mom. So, and
again, she had the best week of her. I had to be one of the top tier best weeks of her life.
And everybody got to see her and spend time with her, and she looked good. Like she was really interacting with people and alert, and it was nice to have some time with her. Yeah. I got to rub her head, which is the thing with me and her. I've rubbed her on the head. She used to have this like poof of hair on her head, and I used to rub her poof, and I just kept rubbing her head even though all that poof was gone. I was like, I'm still rubbing your head. That was your thing.
Yeah.
So that was some sad news that kind of hit us at the end of the week.
It hit me well, here's the other thing. I was taking Tilly to the vet. Poor girl, got 4 shots and they took blood.
She doesn't handle the vet very well. She's kind of a baby.
God. And they were like, "Did you give her any of that drowsy dogs?"
Drowsy dogs.
So I started calling her drowsy dog. I was calling her doggy cotton, but drowsy dog sounds better. So I had to start giving her that before I take her there because she was
very nervous and anxious.
Yeah.
My sister and I realized we were talking about it, how both of our dogs have taken on qualities of us.
Mm-hmm.
Tilly with the anxiety and the anxiousness, and Jennifer with the allergies, because Chloe was literally allergic to everything and suffered with allergies, just like my sister.
Yeah.
So yeah, we were like, oh, like dogs turn out to be just like us.
Yeah, even to the point where they were trying to get blood from Tilly, and they could not get blood out of her back legs. That was where they try to get the dogs. So they had to go for the front paw. And I was like, that's just like your mama.
Just like me. They can never get blood just from my arm. They always have to go right here in between my knuckles, which
sucks.
I mean, it's not super painful. It's not any more painful than having it done anywhere else to me, but it bruises a lot.
Yeah.
And then it looks like I got into a fist fight with somebody. Although the last time didn't bruise too bad. I hardly noticed it.
The later was good with it.
So yeah. There's that poor Tilly, and she walked around here yesterday acting like she wasn't actually as bad as usual.
Yeah, the first time we took her and she had all those shots.
She trembled all day and just horrible. But she got a little drowsy and a little tender. Like if you tried to touch her in a certain way, she didn't like that. But
yeah,
she slept it off, and so she's back to her normal self today, sleeping over here on the floor next to us, listening to make sure we don't talk crap about her.
Yeah, I had to we had the bed out in the living room now. I had to bring it back in here because that's what I do.
Kevin moves dog beds and lets dogs out at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Like today, she got up. She likes to cuddle with me in the morning until you get up. And she jumped down, and of course, and is all up, laying on mama, putting her chest up or whatever. So I get up and move and sit next to Kelly, and she says she just moves enough to where she's standing on the arm of Kelly's chair staring at him.
That's her thing. She
wants the blanket.
She wants Kevin to put the blanket on me.
Yeah.
She'll just stand there and stare at him, and then she'll look at the blanket, and then she'll stare at him again. And
so it's like, oh, God damn it. I got to get up and go get this blanket.
I have to admit, when I got up this morning, because I heard Michael get up, and then I got up, and when I came out, you were sitting on the couch with your feet up, and you had the blanket on. And she must have just been standing up. But for a brief second, I thought Michael was on his knees under the blanket. And I'm like, what in the hell? And then I realized it was just Tilly.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Getting up to come and see me. She must have heard me get up. So it was pretty funny. We also had an impromptu ER trip yesterday. My dad.
It really should have happened Friday, though.
It really should have.
Yeah.
Friday. I don't know. Well, I guess he did it Thursday night.
He did Friday night, and then woke up Saturday with it all jacked up.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, hurt his arm and was having a lot of pain in it and whatever. And then yesterday, he showed it to me, and he looked like Popeye, with a big bulging muscle. And so I'm like, you probably need to go have that x-rayed. And so Mom and Kevin took him to get it x-rayed yesterday, although they didn't x-ray it in the ER. But they said he probably has a torn bicep or a ruptured bicep.
And God bless him.
Without a T.
He goes up and he's answering all their questions the best that he can. But one of the things that he kind of doesn't do, he doesn't pull
he doesn't mention recovering cancer.
Yeah, and I'm like, I whipped it out with the quickness because that moves it along. I'm sorry to tell you this, folks, but that moves that line along.
I think it does because he was back within 2 hours.
Yeah.
I've never been to the ER where I was in and out in less than 2 hours.
Yeah.
But they basically told him to keep an ice pack on it and a ace bandage and go see an orthopedic, because most likely surgery is the main way to treat it.
Yeah.
But at his age, I don't know if that's going to be the way they want to go.
I would try to avoid that.
I don't really know what's going to happen with that, but he's in a lot of pain today.
I tell you, for you folks local to Virginia Beach, I found a light flaw in the location of Princess Anne Hospital.
I'm sure people who live out there have known for a very long time
Oh,
about
God.
that.
Never thought about
traffic.
it. Yeah, never thought about it until last night. We were trying to bring Dad up to the emergency room at Princess Anne, and I was like, "Why are we having all this traffic?" And then, why is this guy walking around in the middle of the road up here? And I said, he's selling T-shirts. And I was like, oh shit, there must be a concert. And that's what
The
it was.
hospital sits right next to an amphitheater.
Yeah.
And there were lots of concerts. I imagine being an ambulance driver and trying to get in there.
Well, I hope that people get out the way when there's an ambulance.
They're probably like, dang it, Dirk Bentley's in concert. We're never going to get this.
Yeah.
Go to Virginia Beach General. I bet you they do that. They're like the constant around here. Traffic sucks. You might want to go to a different hospital. Yeah, that was crazy. So he has to call tomorrow and try to get an appointment. And he has a bad arm anyway. So like his right arm, his shoulder, he really just can't lift his arm up without, help. And this is his other arm. So now like both arms are now.
Struggling. Don't worry, folks. He's not just flopping around like this or whatever.
No, he's got pretty good use, and he can extend. I don't think it ruptured completely off of his elbow because he wouldn't be able to move his arm at all. If that were the case. But yeah, he's in a little pain today. Not doing well with that. But,
yeah, but the dual
all he
action,
did was try to pull up a blanket or something.
And pulling up his sock.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was trying to pull up. He has to wear these compression socks, and
Give up on the compression socks.
I think
he's on a blood thinner.
I don't know how any of that works. Yeah, I don't know.
Whatever.
I don't know shit about nothing. I don't know shit about nothing.
I don't know. Anyway,
except for the shit I should know. I'm pretty good at
that. So those two things. Oh, and here's a question. We have a lawn service.
Oh.
And we have an exterminator. And the lawn service comes twice a month.
And we like them mostly because they do a really good job of edging.
He's a new business, veteran owned, which we try to support the small, businesses and whatever. Yeah, and they edge and weed whack and all that other stuff that we all hate to do or don't do. And then the exterminator comes and just sprays around the house and checks for
we have
mice
traps
and rats, whatever, because there's like water at the end of our cul-de-sac. Today Kevin gets a random text from a lawn service saying, hey, this is whatever's lawn service. Are you still good with us coming out? Like, it was a completely different lawn service. Come to find out, the guy we were using sold his business without telling us we were going to get contacted by this other lawn service.
He did text me later saying he thought he had texted everybody on his client list, but I wasn't on the list.
So. You think, am I getting scammed here? Like,
that's what exactly.
Especially when he said your house at Bromley and then
this other house on Hatteras Road.
Like, no, I don't have another house.
I don't know who this guy is. I never heard of the lawn service before.
So we ought to look at the lawn service up and see.
Yeah.
If they have any reviews. So anyway, there was that. And then looking through like our account for the house stuff, and the exterminator bill went up, like $80 or something. They charged us a lot more than they normally charge us. So I don't know if their rates just increased, but like, wouldn't you call and say, hey, there's a rate increase?
Or put in an email or something like that,
Something. We got nothing. So I'm sure Mom will be hunting that down tomorrow.
She should check her email though, because they might have emailed her.
I'm pretty sure she checks her email. I bet she does. So anyway, I mean, I was just like, you could just double the bill without, telling us. So I don't know what's going on with that. What else? What else?
I got my Marvel shirt of the month. This month it's Thor.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously from the movie for Love and Thunder, which I want to go see, but we have a request from Cole, nephew Cole, that he wants us to go. He wants us to, me and Mike, to take him. So I guess, that Saturday or Sunday we'll take a matinee.
Sure, whatever you want to do.
Matinees were good. I like a good matinee.
Yeah.
It's not too crowded.
Yeah,
It's been a while.
It's been 2 years since I've been to the movies.
Yeah.
The last movie I went to was in February.
It's Joker's, wasn't it?
Oh, 2020. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's Joker's.
So, yeah, Jennifer and Liam and Cole are coming. My sister and my 2 nephews are coming for a week, so it'll be good to see them. All in our Facebook memories, this particular week of the summer always pops up with what we were doing. They must come to visit us the same week every summer.
Yeah, the last few days, it's been our trip to Myrtle Beach from 7 years ago.
And then there was the one where we went to that trampoline park, and Liam was trying to get across the rope ladder, tightrope.
That's still one of my favorite videos I took of him. Was he kept trying to run up the warp wall at this place off the boulevard somewhere, but he kept going, like 18, 19. He just kept doing it. He wanted to make it.
Yeah, we were not leaving until he got up that warp wall.
I said, I'm gonna film it, and I started filming him, and I was like, I feel like this is the one. And he did it, and it was fantastic. It was like,
pride, you could tell he was so proud of himself.
That's what not giving up is about.
Yeah, and he's getting ready to graduate. Like, one of the pictures that popped up was you in the driveway with Liam and Cole in their superhero pajamas with the capes. So you only see them from the back, and they're holding water guns on you in the driveway.
And I'm like,
and they're like 4 years old, 3 and 4 years old. Like, I can't believe Liam is going into his senior year, has a job. It's just crazy. When you're not around them all the time, they tend to freeze in your mind at the last point you saw them. You know? So, I don't know. I can't believe it's kind of sad because they were so cute. Not that they aren't still cute, but
All right, let's talk about what's going on in the world.
Okay, you want to start with something good or something bad?
Let's start with something good. Okay. I brought up our goodnewsnetwork.org, which is a good website. They got good stuff in there, and they have a couple of things. Tourist survives 18 hours at sea by clinging to a soccer ball. Wheels on.
I mean, if Tom Hanks had just not lost track of Wilson, he might have gotten home sooner.
There's one here about McDonald's owner closes for renovations but keeps paying all his employees for 3 months. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you not normally do that?
Probably not. They would probably try and put all of his employees off to other McDonald's until they finish. Your horoscopes I'm not going to talk about. There's a nice little thing here about a family left stunned when their dog escaped, only to return later with a ribbon from a dog show. How that happened. Isn't that cool?
The dog entered himself in a dog show?
There's his picture.
Hold on a second. Wait.
She wants to read that one.
Oh, an English family was left stunned when their dog escaped, only to return later that day with a ribbon won at a local dog show. Pete and Paula Closure became sick with worry when their 5-year-old Beagle mix vanished on Sunday. They called the police, the dog warden, all looked all over the house in West Sussex, and their neighbors also joined in the search. Little did they know that John Wilmer had spotted Bonnie by the side of the road while on his way to a dog show where he was entering his own 2 dogs. Soon after the family's fears were eased when Paula spotted a Facebook post by John hoping to locate the owners. John decided to enter Bonnie into the competition. He thought, I might as well enter her into the best rescue dog category. She got 3rd place. That's hilarious.
That's great.
Oh my gosh. That's just too funny. So I'm scrolling through here and saw that Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez got married.
Yeah.
Took a while, huh?
Took a while, 20 years later. Well, they were together back in the late 90s, and then they split up, and then he married Jennifer Gardner, And
he
then
likes
they
that name
split up.
apparently.
And then apparently they started dating again last year. Benifer.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Here's one for you, Kevin. Florida woman eaten alive by alligators after falling in a pond.
Oh my God. That's why Florida is OTL. OTL is off the list. That means that we're not going because fuck all that.
Well, see, here was her mistake. She began flailing while she was in the water, which caught the attention of the alligators. She was pronounced dead at the scene, I guess so.
Yeah.
Then they took the alligators out of the pond, which, you know,
they're just alligators.
Just put something up that to keep people from being able to fall into it. They're alligators. Where did they put them? Are there people any safer wherever they moved those alligators to?
They probably brought them to the glades or something, or to a rescue. If they took them deeper into the glades, then if you're out in the glades and you get eaten by an alligator, that's fucking 100% on you.
Let's see. In late May, another guy was found dismembered in a lake in Florida. He went into the lake to fetch a frisbee and he was attacked by 2 alligators. So look, this is not the alligators problem. This is people. I guess if you fall into a lake, you shouldn't be close enough to a lake that you know is riddled with alligators. Just don't go that close to the lake.
There's nothing in Florida that you need to see.
Yeah. I mean, if there's standing water anywhere in Florida, aside from the ocean, stay away from it.
There's the Jaws ride is gone. They got sinkholes. They've got bad weather, heat with wet heat.
Oh boy.
No, there's no reason to go to Florida.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's lots of reasons to go to Florida, just none of which we're interested in. So yeah. What was the other one I was gonna read to you?
Let's see.
Did you hear this?
The Ricky Martin thing, or?
Oh yeah. I'll come back to that. The movie where the crawdads sing, based off the book where the crawdads sing. This is apparently saying that the movie is not good. But I saw a story that the author was being questioned about a murder that took place in 1969.
Really?
Yeah, let me see if I can find that again. If you haven't read it, I don't know, spoiler alert, right? Maybe I shouldn't talk about it.
What's the general
gist? It's a murder mystery, basically. This person ends up murdered, and the main character in the story is this girl that basically lived in the swamp her whole life, and they called her Swamp Girl, like the town. She never went to school. She just, her dad or mom walked away and abandoned her. Her siblings abandoned her. Her dad abandoned her, and so she was basically raising herself in the swamp. And she was tried for the murder of this townsperson. So it's really interesting that, where is that story? I don't know. I should have saved it. Hold on. Author. Murder. Oh, there it is. Murder. Where the Crawdads Sing, why author Delia Owens is wanted for questioning in a real life killing. Nearly 3 decades ago, Owens and her family may have been entangled in a killing that eerily echoes throughout her best-selling novel. Wouldn't that be something? If she made a shit ton of money off of this book and you come to find out she had something to do with this, some similar thing in real life.
Yeah.
I mean, that happens probably a lot.
It happens. I know that there's situations where rap artists will rap about murders they've committed, and then they end up using that as a quasi confession. Like, you know, I know at least one case I remember watching on I don't know if it was Unsolved Mysteries or something on the Murder Channel, where they were looking into this guy's murder, and then when they, you know, somebody brought it to their attention that this guy's rapping about it and he's giving out details of the murder that they didn't release to the press. So then they started looking at him, and he had means, opportunity, and whatnot, and they were like, this motherfucker did it. You know,
it says Owens, her ex-husband Mark, and her stepson Christopher are all still wanted for questioning in the killing of an alleged poacher. I mean, they have to know where she is. She wrote a best-selling novel.
Yeah, but if she's out of state and if she moved out of Florida, they might not go after her, or they.
Well, she
might
made
not
a
be
deal
able to
with
go.
someone in Hollywood
Yeah.
to make a film. It's not like she's hiding.
Yeah.
Allegedly. They haven't charged her obviously with anything, but it's just interesting, right? And then the other not important, because I mean, what do I care? But celebrity shocker for me today was the Ricky Martin thing. I didn't know anything about that. So he's facing 50 years in prison for
sex with his 21-year-old nephew. Yeah.
Okay. So this obviously happened before he was 21.
Yeah. Well, Viva really fucked up. Is really what it is.
Did you say Viva La fucked up?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Incest and domestic violence.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's some sick shit right there. Allegedly. I don't know if he did it or not.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, I guess they've charged him with it, and he's got lawyers and whatnot that's going to try to get him out of it. But meanwhile, all the Epstein client list is still locked up, and no one's been charged with that at all, not even a little bit.
Well, that's because there's important people on the hook for that one. Let's see. Yeah, they pay big bucks to keep that stuff quiet. Ricky Martin doesn't have that kind of money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he doesn't have, I'm going to murder somebody in prison.
Well,
money.
He doesn't have, I can get away with all of this and just pay you off kind of money.
Yeah, that's true.
Of course, he denies it. So, I mean, you have to.
He's innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah.
But if the nephew's like, yeah, he did all this. I mean, but if nephew could be after cash, you never know.
I mean, that's pretty terrible thing to do to somebody. Yeah. Either way, however that shakes out. Yeah, crazy stuff going on in the world, Kevin.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm gonna end it on a good note. Astronomers detect radio pattern like a heartbeat from a galaxy far away. Which, that's good stuff, because the thing is, we already know that things like radio broadcasts have gone out into space, and they know that if you travel far enough out into space, you'll catch radio broadcasts from back in the past. And, so it's conceivable that if there's life on other planets and they're broadcasting their stuff, that eventually we'd be detecting something. And that may be what they're just saying here. But astronomers at MIT and universities in Canada and the US have detected a strange and persistent radio signal from a far-off galaxy that appears to be flashing with surprising regularity. So it's a pattern. Signal is classified as fast
patterns
radio
occur
burst.
In nature, by the way. They don't have to be.
Yeah. Fast radio burst, or RFB, an intensely strong burst of radio waves of unknown astronomical origin that typically lasts for a few milliseconds at most. However, this new signal persists up to 3 seconds for about 1,000 times longer than the average FRB. Within this window, the teams detected bursts of radio waves that repeated every 0.2 seconds in a clear
periodic pattern,
yeah,
similar to a beating heart.
So there you go. Okay, that's cool stuff. I like that. Thought that was cool.
You know what I've been enjoying a lot recently on the TikTok?
What's that?
The Kevin Hart, Dwayne Johnson banter.
Yeah. They're fun to watch on TikTok. Well, any video you see them two together.
Yeah, they're really hilarious. But I guess they're both in that new superhero dog movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's playing Dwayne Rock is voicing Crypto, the super dog. And I believe Kevin Hart's voicing Ace, the bat dog. So, and there's a few other characters. I don't know who's voicing them, but
yeah.
I've always said they should do a new Cannonball Run. And they could do a couple of cars where, they're not really, they're just in there running, you didn't have to have, they're all doing the same thing. They're trying to win the race. I would love to see that with Kevin Hart and The Rock in a car They don't have to win. They don't have to be the main characters of the movie, but just them in the
Just
race,
for
just
fun.
messing with each other. That would be fantastic.
Oh, goodness. This is from CNN. Voters of color are backing the GOP at historic levels.
Wow. Huh?
I will admit, when I saw the headline, I thought that was going to be a Fox News story.
No.
Could be a problem
For somebody.
depending on your perspective, I suppose. Yeah, I heard about that. No, of course I'm not.
What's that?
The judge blocking the transgender school bathroom rule.
1 million moms calls for boycott of new Thor movie for
1 million moms calls for boycott of new Thor movie for supposedly pushing the LGBTQ agenda.
Oh, come on. Get off it.
What in the world? Oh, well, that's all. Look, in the first sentence, you learn everything you need to know. Right-wing Christian group.
Yeah.
Come on. They targeted Toy Story 4, Beauty and the Beast. I mean, I just don't understand.
It's a movie, folks. Just if you want to boycott it. It's not a big deal.
Just don't go see it. Yeah, but when you cry that to every blessed thing, you lose credibility.
Yeah.
And it's not credible.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy stuff in the world, Kevin. Crazy.
John Goodman's weight loss. Good for John.
Yeah, he's unrecognizable. Look at him. Jeez. He shed 200 pounds.
Holy Jesus. If you ever get a chance, look up Ethan Suppi, he's been in a bunch of movies, but probably if you watch My Name is Earl, he played Randy, the brother. Big guy. But you look at pictures of him now, he's like he looks like a big buff dude. Like he looks like Thor. I mean, it's crazy. The guy's lost a ton of weight.
Let's see. He said at his heaviest, the star was pushing 400 or maybe even 500, he revealed to David Letterman in 2011. I'd get off Roseanne every spring and lose 60 pounds. So much that you could read into that sentence. I'd get too fond of the barley corn. I'd just start missing it too much and that would screw everything up. What's barley corn?
I don't know. Anybody know what barley corn is? Look it up.
So finally had another, checked himself into rehab.
I love
and exercise. I'm sorry. I don't know that you can at his age lose 200 pounds just with exercise.
Probably not.
So let's see. Barley corn. Is that something in beer? BARLEYC. Barley corn. Why did Ricky Martin come back up? Oh, barley corn is a unit of length equal to 1/3 of an inch.
What?
Then there's Barley Corn's restaurant, neighborhood sports bar and grill. Maybe. The meaning of barley corn is a grain of barley. I don't know. That's a drinks.
I love John Goodman. He's a great actor. He's done a lot of
what the hell is barley corn?
Yeah, I don't know. But he's been on just about all of the Coen brother movies. The Big Lebowski, he's fantastic in that. He was in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Those are two of my favorite all-time movies. I mean, the soundtrack for Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? I can literally sing the whole album. Great.
Barley corn has been personified as representing the malt liquor made from barley.
Oh.
So was I maybe right that he was talking about drinking? And that's why he went to rehab?
Could be.
Okay. That makes more sense if he stopped drinking and started exercising.
That's the bane of the big guys in Hollywood. John Candy died drinking to death, drunk himself to death.
That damn barley corn.
Don't end up like John.
As we sit here with bottles of wine we'll never drink. Never. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17,
We'll
18,
give you Aunt Joanne free
19,
reign.
20, 21, 22, 23 bottles of wine over here.
We'll give you Aunt Joanne free reign.
I don't even know if they're any good. How long can you keep wine? I don't know. And then
as long as it's not open, you can keep it
on that
forever,
side of the room, I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 bottles of liquor.
Yeah.
Everything from Southern Comfort to Firefly to vodka to Crown Royal. And we do not drink.
It's because we're happy people. It's true. It's true. I used to drink a lot. And then after I met you, I slowly gave it up and completely gave it up.
My point is, and then that whole thing in there, or I took all the alcohol out of that, didn't I? And we moved it up there. For people who don't drink, we have a lot of alcohol in this house.
Well, the thought is that if people stop by, we could offer them some. Yeah, we never do. We never have anybody stop by.
I mean, every now and then we'll crack the Kahlua open. Yeah. Jen will be in town. I'm sure there'll be some Firefly happening.
Well, let's get fucked up.
No, I don't want to. It's the point. Too many calories in that.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, you ready for some table topics?
Table topics. We're going to do therapy.
Oh, is that what this is?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Do you tend to hide or show your emotions?
There are people that will believe that I am not an emotional person at all, and to the point where I don't have them. I think when I do express them, but I don't lose control. So I think that there's that. Like especially with anger, I don't lose control over anger. So I would say probably not.
Hide?
I don't think I hide over them, but it's just that I think I process things so well that, I'm not trying to brag or anything, but, the whole no panic thing and no, being able to roll with everything.
Well, yeah, when you just don't give a shit about how things turn out.
So I think and some people you probably will hear from people saying, yeah, he's kind of an emotionalist douchebag,
but you're funny. And I think the emotionless is, you're not emotionless, but you don't, I have seen you angry, but you've never raised your voice at me.
Yeah.
You've never said an angry word or even admitted any kind of frustration. And Lord knows I do enough to frustrate you. But I can tell if you're like having an off,
This week was tough. I had a tough week at work just because there's just a lot of shit happening at work.
Yeah. I don't really hide my emotions. Well, I hide my irritation. It depends on who I'm with, I suppose. With my family, I tend not to hide my emotions well. I get angry pretty quickly.
Yeah, but since we can't hear, it's great because we don't even notice.
Freaking hear me. That's the truth.
Well, you've got like super hearing though. You got like Tilly hearing.
I have normal average person hearing.
No, you don't. You got super hearing. Do you need to be more optimistic or realistic?
That's a good question. Maybe optimistic.
Yeah.
Maybe I would be more likely to like step out and try new things if I was more optimistic and not.
Yeah, I would say that there's that.
We watched a video again on TikTok about this. This kid was at Disney World and he was in the line to get on Guardians of the Galaxy ride.
Maybe.
He was fat testing the ride because some people on his TikTok account were like, hey, fat test this ride. So he waits and talks through this whole hour and a half long line. And I'm like, if this kid has any intention of not being able to fit on the ride, why would you put yourself through this? In a million years, if I thought I'm going to get to that line and I'm going to go sit on that ride and they're going to tell me I'm too big to ride it and I'm going to have to take the walk of freaking shame away from that ride, there's no way in a million years I would ever even attempt it. So what was the question and why did that come into my mind? Oh, realistic. That's to me realistic. Like I'm not putting myself through that.
Yeah.
But I guess this guy knew that could be the outcome.
And he was filming it for TikTok. So
why will you just humiliate yourself?
I think there is something to be said for both.
And I mean, I appreciate that he's doing that because of people like me who are like, oh, well, maybe I could ride that ride if I go there because this guy was able to get on it.
Yeah, but a lot of parks nowadays will have a mock seat at before, where the line, before you get in the line.
So you can humiliate yourself before you stand in line for an hour and a half.
Like Busch Gardens, the only ride at Busch Gardens I'd be able to ride is there's two rides. There's the Roman Rapids, the log flume, because that's pretty well. It's a giant seat, and then the Loch Ness Monster.
I don't know. As a person who's been heavy my whole life, seating is a root of a lot of anxiety for me. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I get it, and I wouldn't.
Speaking of Busch Gardens, I don't know if I've already told this story or not. It was one of my favorite stories. It was Busch Gardens with Richard, and apparently this ride closed. They used to have this thing called Da Vinci's Cradle, which was this like bed, and it would go up and do all this.
It didn't flip upside down.
It didn't flip upside down. It was flat, but it threw you up in the air basically. And we go to sit, and he sits next to me, and it's not something that's individually strapped. It's a row of things. He sits next to me. The things fit snug and secure on me. Well, Richard's a wee little thing, and that thing was 1.5 feet away from him. So he's like laughing at Skippy. He's like, hey, check me out. And then they started riding. He was like, oh my God. He starts rising up out of the seat, and I had to grab him and hold him down. And he's screaming the whole time, ah!
I heard you tell that story so many times, and you tell it the exact same way every time.
Oh, I love it. It was so good. He was so pissed. He was so mad at Skippy. He started yelling. He's like, what is wrong with you? I was nowhere near being covered by that bar. Fuck you, man.
I don't know. What about you? Do you think you need to be more of an optimist or a realist?
I try to maintain a balance of both, because I'm optimistic to try stuff. I'll be like, yeah, I'll try that, but
what could go wrong?
What could go wrong, And I'll even, the big example of that is when I'm walking around someplace like a Costco or Sam's, and they got the sample ladies out.
That is not optimistic. That's just.
I'll try it. I was like, sure, I'll try that. With your food. I'll just look them dead in the eye and I'm like, this was a mistake.
That's rudeness. That's not optimism.
But still, I mean, I'll try stuff, on the hopes that it might be something I like, and sometimes it doesn't work out. But, I know that there are certain things I'm like, no, I'm not going to try that shit at all.
But in life in general, do you think that you think things are just going to work out fine and you don't have
No, I don't think so. I tend to look at a situation
for where the problems are going to be.
I'm not as bad as your dad
or me
or you. I will look at a situation and I'll see what could be the downside. I hope for the good side, and I try to strive to make the good side happen. But there are certain situations where I'm nope, there's no good side of that. And that's where realism kicks in, is like, there's no positive outcome for that. This is just a bad. So there's this ad that's been on TV for Shark Week, which I love. Shark Week, it's coming up. But the guy is in a glass cube on the surface of the water, and he's sitting there with a wetsuit on, and there's sharks swimming around, and a big great white. They put it in the commercial. He crashes through the glass and runs right by the dude. Now, 100% he shit on himself, but that was just a bad idea. There's no way that was going to work out. What the fuck is wrong with you?
But if the guy didn't die, then it worked out.
It kind of worked. He still shit on himself. There's no way he didn't shit on himself. He's got
a story. All right, you ready for the next question?
Yeah.
What lie do you keep telling yourself?
Oh, that I'm so thin.
Really? You don't tell yourself that? What was that? That sounded like gunshots.
No, it's the refrigerator, the ice dropping in the refrigerator. Probably that I'm going to, I need to get back to the gym. I haven't been since before vacation. And I keep lying to myself, I'll go tomorrow.
Yeah.
I do need to go back to the gym though.
I think the lie I keep telling myself is that I'll be financially ready to retire when I'm able to retire.
No, there's no way. There's no way.
I know. I only have 7 more years, but then what? I can't.
I thought with Cox I could retire at 20 and I'm at my 20, but apparently you have to be 55 or 65. And I'm a ways away from that. So
You're about the same distance from 55 as I am from retirement.
mhm,
Because I can retire with 30 years from the school system at 57.
mhm.
But then it's however many years before like Social Security kicks in. Oh, you got the next question.
Who in your family most needs to be in therapy?
Tilly.
Oh, Chili.
Me.
Yeah.
Yeah. You agree? God, you agreed to that awfully fast.
No, I was just saying in general. I think everybody needs a little bit of therapy.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I don't think I need therapy. I think I am very acutely aware of things in my life and how they shake out, what's causing them. Like I think I have a pretty firm handle on all my faults and downfalls. I'm not living in any kind of like I just can't figure out why my life isn't working. I know why certain things in my life don't work.
Yeah.
It's not a big
I think most folks know why shit doesn't work out for them. They're just looking for an easier answer instead of the one where they have to actually work at it. They just want shit to fall in Everybody's got lottery dreams. Everybody's got lottery dreams. And most people don't play the lottery. So,
and sometimes I think people look too deep inside to find meaning and shit that you just need to like roll with life and let it go. You know, like Oprah, motto. Way too introspective for me. Anyway, who's next? You? No, you just asked that. What was that question?
The thing about therapy.
Oh, therapy. What pushes your buttons?
I had a call this week, and I don't want to give out too much information, but this young lady apparently never had an account with Cox, and but an account was put in her name, and then there was no pay and about $500 worth of bills that were left in her name, and it showed up on her credit report. So I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry that happened to you, but okay, well, we have this thing. Go to this website, fill out this form, and we can get that removed from your credit report. And I might as well have asked her to give up a kidney.
I was listening on this conversation because I was working in here, and I'm like, girl, just go fill out the damn form.
That's all you got to do. Well, maybe I should just pay this. I'm like, no, don't pay this. She said, well, you guys can reimburse me, right? No, we're not going to reimburse you if you just pay it. You need to fill out this form. It's not that hard. Just fill out the form. And like it's not asking too much. A crime has happened to you. So when a crime happens to you, I'm sorry, you have to fill out a form. There's always a form to fill out. You have to fill it out.
You're not responsible for the money. Fill out the form. How long does the form take? 5 minutes? Fill out the form. Get off the phone. Go fill out the form.
That kind of shit just drives me crazy.
But that again is a symptom of what's happening in our society right now, which is where these younger kids, and when I'm talking like early 20s, who are new to like being on their own, don't know how to do anything. They can't handle any kind of adversity at all.
Because they didn't get a job
without melting down or breaking down or, again, a thing I was watching on TikTok is my thing, but this woman's like, we've got to stop with this. She's like, I have two children in college, and so I'm in a lot of parent groups, and questions come up like, where can my child fill his water bottle? Your child is in college. Where does he think he can fill his water bottle?
There's got to be a water hose somewhere.
And why are you worrying about that? Like, the kid needs to figure out where he can fill his own damn water bottle. Like, I mean, that crazy. To me is the reason why we're in this situation with these young people that don't want to work.
They think somebody else should
stick with a job. They want to make a ton of money coming straight out of the gate. It just doesn't. Life just doesn't work that way.
Dumbass.
What pushes my buttons? Repeating myself.
What?
That is I'm not even qualified. It's not funny anymore. Because at school I do it a lot. And at school, it's just because kids don't listen. And then I come home and it's because nobody can hear. And then I have to raise my voice and then everybody's like, all right, don't like it. But if I don't raise my voice, you can't hear me. If I talk in my normal speaking voice, nobody can hear me.
Yeah.
So then I raise my voice and everybody's like, oh, don't get so. We need to learn sign language or something.
Maybe we should learn sign language.
That would be aimed at you, not anybody else in the house that can't hear. They can't hear because of age. You can't hear because you're distracted.
What?
Pushing buttons. Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I think it's your turn.
Yeah. To what degree does the daily news affect your mood? I think we've read these.
To a great degree, which is why I don't watch it very much anymore.
Yeah.
I can't take it's all the other side's fault.
Yeah. When you're talking about politics and you say, well, it's all the Republicans' fault, it's all the Democrats. Well, it's both of them. They both suck.
They're equally sucky.
Vote third party people. Vote third party. I don't care what third party you vote for. You can vote for the Communist Party. Just stop voting for the same people.
Vote for the Communist Party. Let's not go crazy now.
Vote for the Green Party, which is almost a Communist Party. But whatever you do, stop voting for D's and R's because they suck at it. They've got 200 some odd years of proof that they suck at it.
Power, and money. That's all it's about.
Yeah.
How soon after a relationship ends do you get rid of mementos? We did
talk about these.
Yeah.
Should I pull more? Maybe I need to pull from the other side.
What fridges in your life do you need to burn, ASAP?
Yeah, we did do these. So I pulled it from this side, so I need to pull from this side. So we'll just do 3.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Question. Okay. These are new. Are you ready?
Yep.
Did you have an imaginary friend?
Oh, when I was a kid, yeah. I mean, largely because of the comic books I've read. I've always, when I was a kid, I was always doing adventures and whatnot with like Spider-Man and Captain America.
But one that you just completely made up on your own?
No, I don't have that kind of imagination. I can't. You laugh and you think I'm lying when I say this, but I have a shit imagination. I really do. I can't.
You can't visualize things?
Yeah. That's why I went into comic books at an early age, because when I was reading stuff, fiction.
Do you think that hindered your ability to develop the ability to visualize?
Maybe. I don't know. Honestly, I couldn't answer that. That's something for the scholars and people that know a lot more about shit than I do. But, my imagination was very limited. To this day, I'm very limited with, Richard used to always ask me my opinions on stuff like that. And I don't think he realized that I had a shit imagination either. But every now and again, I would come up with something that was halfway decent. Because we at one point, we developed an idea for, we were going to write a script for a movie called House Shoes. And it's about a bowling alley. And it was just different stories happening within the bowling alley, where the underlying arc was this guy who went in, was bowling a 300, wearing house shoes and playing with house balls, which, bowlers know that you don't do that if you're going to be any good at it. So.
I don't have imaginary friends from my childhood that I remember. I have conversations in my head. Like this just happened a day or 2 ago. I ran through something that happened to me years ago. And I was like, this is what I should have said to that person. Because we took Tilly to the dog park when she was just a puppy. And she was little tiny. And I carried her into the dog park. And of course, all the other dogs were, she was tiny and they were big. And this woman was like, that's why you don't carry your dogs into the dog park. Like never said anything to me directly, but like loudly bitching. And I don't know why that popped into my head, but this was like 2 nights ago when I couldn't sleep.
Yeah, we were talking about something and then it's like
running through this conversation, like what I should have said to her, what I should have turned around and said.
She said, look, bitch.
No, I mean, I didn't like you would actually teach me more if you just turned around and spoke to me like a human being rather than bitching loud enough for me to hear you. Like turn around and say, oh, hey, what a cute puppy. You must be new here. Next time you come in, try putting her down first. Let her come in and, that might help her with the other dogs. Like approach me in a way that's going to teach me something, not just being a bitch, but I don't know why those are things that run through my head.
How hard
like I
is it
have
not to
these
be a
conversations, like how they should have happened.
Yeah, it really isn't hard not to be a bitch.
It isn't. It's so much easier to be a pleasant person. Anyways.
Do you have more mother or father issues? Well, my mother and father are gone, so that's my issue. I don't really
have mother and father issues. I mean, I have issues with your parents, just like everybody else. I wouldn't.
My issue is that they're gone.
Yeah,
I miss my mom and dad. I really do. So
I don't have one.
Except that they're old, can't hear.
I mean, but again, that's living
with elders. Yeah.
When you can't sleep, what do you do? Well, I run through conversations from 5 years ago in my head.
I will sit and try to go back to sleep, but after a while, particularly if it's after 4 a.m., it's like, nope, I'm just going to get up.
Last night, the dog was scratching on the carpet. I didn't get to sleep until really late last night. And my toe's been hurting a lot. And that's been keeping me up because every time I turn, it hurts. But the dog was like scratching and all, and I just faked like I was really still asleep. Kevin got up and let her out. And as soon as you got down the hallway, I asked Alexa what time it was. And then she said it was 1:01 or something like that. I was like, oh, it's still super early.
And your mom was still up watching TV.
I knew, because the light, I could still see the light coming in under the door. I don't know. I just could not get to sleep. But I run through school ideas, conversations, things I should have said or wish I could say, stuff like that. That's what I do in my head. And it's probably why I don't sleep.
With me?
Yeah.
Have you ever been attracted to a teacher? Yes, I have. Yes.
Doesn't say you're a teacher though, right?
Yeah. I always recommend people like they'll they're particularly if I have single friends. I always tell Little Tom, Blue, I'm like, hey Blue, go find a teacher. You'll be happy.
I mean, not all teachers are the same,
Yeah, well.
I mean, I had a PE teacher in junior high that was pretty cute, but I wouldn't say I was attracted. I was in junior high.
Yeah, I wasn't attracted to anybody that taught me in school, but and even in college, because there wasn't anybody that was super attractive when I was called to camp.
No, I don't remember many of my teachers. A handful from elementary school, that only one from junior high, and a handful from high school. I don't remember a lot of my teachers. I don't remember a lot from my younger days, to be
Blank that shit out.
Yeah, bro. Have you ever related to a character in a Woody Allen movie?
I've never really seen a Woody Allen movie.
Me either, honestly. So no.
Yeah.
Easy question.
What annoying behavior of yours do you blame your mother for? Ooh.
Annoying behavior? I don't know.
Yeah, for me, it's the Hallmark card thing. I have to get Hallmark cards because my mom was a stickler about it. Oh, you got me this card, and she'll flip it. And so, okay, well, you don't care to send the very best. Just fucking with me, but it stuck with me, and to this day,
he refuses to buy
anything
other
than the Hallmark card.
I mean, I don't know if I have any annoying. I mean, that might be better for you to answer than me.
I just answered it.
No, but like about me.
Oh, let's see.
Do I have any annoying?
The shopping thing.
Like you shop too much?
Yeah, well, you don't shop as much as your mom does. Your mom shops like, I'm sorry, she's going to get mad
Mom's
at me.
A shopper. She likes
but she,
shop.
Shops for, just pure joy of it. And she gets so excited when I go out because I check the front door every day because I have to check the front door every day. And,
it's something either for mom or me.
Yeah. Or I'm bringing in packages and her face lights up like it's Christmas. And you do the same thing, but not to her degree because she just buys whatever. Like she'll just, oh, somebody remotely might want this. I bought it, and she's done paid money for it. And it's like, okay,
I have to really battle with myself over it.
yeah.
I sometimes end up losing. Like I bought a pair of flip flops. I've been seeing these Archie's flip flops advertised all over Facebook and TikTok. And I have a hard time finding flip flops that are comfortable for me. So I thought I'd try them, and I did, and I liked them. I immediately want to go back and like buy more pairs of flip flops, but they're $35 a pair. So I'm like, I don't need to go buy more flip flops.
I told her.
Yeah, I know. You never tell me I can't do it, but like, do I need another pair of flip flops? I spend $35 on that.
Yeah, well,
I don't. I have 2 pair. That should be plenty for anybody.
Yeah.
So I didn't do it. Instead, I went to Lane Bryant and bought a couple things there. What the hell?
Yeah, what the hell?
Now I'm putting together an Amazon wish list for my classroom because I'm seeing that all over the place.
So if you're not going to give us
People are
money through
like doing the clear the list thing for teachers.
yeah. So if you're not going to give us money through the @KRose VA Cash App, take a look at her wish list and help us out with that.
I'll be posting it on Facebook sometime soon.
You can just put it in the comments.
I'm not putting it in the comments here. That's crazy.
Put it in the comments. So either way.
Either way.
All right. Well, that's it.
That's it.
Next week, we're going to see if the boys will show up on camera with
I
us,
doubt
or
it.
Jen, or
We've tried that before. It doesn't work out well.
yeah. Well,
But we'll see.
We'll see.
Who knows? I told him to bring some money so we can play Screw Your Neighbor.
oh yeah, that went over real big at the in Hatters. It's a game. Maybe we'll film a round of it so people get an idea how it works. But yeah, it's a fun game. We'll show you how to play it. But till then,
you all enjoy your week, and we will see you sometime next weekend in one form or another.
Yeah. Bye, everybody.